Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello grade 2s and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is customs and building materials. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, it is very important for us to sanitize. So please take your sanitizer and let's remind each other how to sanitize. We start with the inside and go around our hands, very good, in between our fingers and on our wrists. Then make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. Good job. For today's lesson, we will be talking about months of the year and area. For our first exercise, boys and girls, let's turn to page 14. On page 14, we are going to be doing some word sums. Now, it's telling you how word sums are done. The first thing that you need to do is read the sum carefully. Number 2 says you need to circle the numbers. After that, you are going to draw the sum if you are still struggling to understand. And then number 4 is it is a plus or a minus. You need to choose. Then the last one says write and do the sum. So there are 5 steps that you need to do in order to complete one story sum or word sum. They have given us an example on the other side. And the example, you can see that the number 4 and the number 3 have been circled. Let's read the word sum. The word sum says, Peter has 2 apples. 4 apples. Sam has 3 apples. How many apples do they have all together? So the 4 has been circled and you can see that they have drawn 4 dots for the apples. And then the 3 has been circled so that they can say plus 3 apples. So it looks like they have decided that it is a plus sum. Then once you have your plus sum, you can write it correctly, which is now 4 plus 3 equals 7 apples. So we are going to do one together, and the one we are going to do is number 2. So let us read number 2 together. Maria has 2 sons. Each son has 5 cars. How many cars do they have all together? Let's read it again. Maria has 2 sons. Each son has 5 cars. How many cars do they have all together? So the numbers that we can see are 2 and 5. So you are going to circle those numbers. So number 1 we have done. We have read the sum correctly and carefully. Number 2 is we have circled the numbers we can see, which is 2 and 5. And then number 3 says, draw the sum if you are struggling. So instead of drawing the sum, we've actually made the cars. Now it says Maria has 2 sons. This is the first son and this is the second son. So we now want to find out how many cars they have all together. So the first son has 5 cars. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason why we know the first son has 5 is because it said each son has 5. So that means the second son also has 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we want to know what they have all together. So we are going to write a sum. Are we going to first add or are we subtracting? Is it a plus or is it a minus? Now when we say the word all together, that means we are putting things together. So this is a plus sum, which means that whatever we're going to do, I must put a plus here. Now we have our 2 sons, 1, 2, and we know that the first son has 5 cars. So we're going to write 5 for the first son. Then we say plus what the second son has. And we also know that he has 5. So we have now completed our sum. We have said 5 plus 5. And all that is left is to find the answer. And I'm going to leave that part up to you. So follow the steps that you have been given. First, you must read the sum carefully. And then after that, you must circle the numbers in the story or in the word sum. And then the third thing you need to do is draw the sum, which is what we kind of did here. And the third is to ask yourself, is it a plus sum or a minus sum? When you decide, you now put your sum together the way that we have done. And then you will find your answer. Take your time, read the word sums 3 times before you say you have done everything. And I will see you after our advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list. For the attention of pre-primary.
For our next exercise, boys and girls, we are going to have a fun time on page 15. On page 15, we are going to be doing creative writing. Now for some of you, this is not new, but we are going to be doing it together so that everybody knows what creative writing is. Creative writing is when we are telling a story, not just by making sentences, but sentences that link up for a certain topic. In this case, we want to write a story about a friend. It can be any friend. A friend at school, a friend at home, a friend when you go to the holiday, or any friend that you found at sport or anywhere else. Now we have certain things we need to talk about when it comes to your friend. And this is why we have been given pictures and what to say in our story. So we are going to start with our friend's name. So instead of just writing our friend's name, we are going to say the following sentence. My friend's name is, and then you write your friend's name. I want us to first do this together on the board. So let's take a look at the board. I have my chalk and you are going to be following with your pencil, also writing. So the first thing I'm going to say, remember, we are talking about our friend. So I'm going to write about my friend. So I'm going to write my, here we go, capital letter M when we are starting a sentence. And then we write friend's name. So we're going to write friends. And then we are going to write the name. Now the name can be your real friend's name or a name that you are making up. But it's very important to put your friend's name. So I'm writing my friends because the name belongs to my friend. I am going to put an apostrophe. Let me use a different color so that you can see that this is a different color for our punctuation. Apostrophe. So my friend's name. There we go. I'm writing the word name. My friend's name is, and then I will say my friend's name. My friend's name is Wendy. So I will write, because it's a name, it starts with a capital letter W. And then I finish off the rest of the name. My friend's name is Wendy. Did you write your friend's name? Don't forget to put your full stop. So now our sentence says, my friend's name is Wendy. Now normally if it was just a sentence, we would go to the next line. But instead, boys and girls, we are trying to write a creative story. So we are going to continue after our full stop. Let's see what else we can say about our friend. Let's take a look. We have said our friend's name, which is very good. Now, I think we can talk about the color. Now, every friend has a favorite color. So we can say, she likes, and then you tell us the color she likes. In this case, my friend likes the color red. So I am going to write she. But if your friend is a boy, you are going to start with the word he. So I am starting with she, and I'm starting after my full stop, like this. She, and then we continue, likes. There we go. Now because I have no more space to write here, I need to continue my story at the front again. So the back of the sentence and the line is done. So I go to the second line and start here. So I continue by saying she likes. There we go. And I continue the, and then we write the color, the word color, color. Very good. She likes the color red. So we're going to put the word red. And when we are done, remember we need to close our sentence with a full stop. So far in our stories, we have talked about our friend's name. For my story, I said, my friend's name is Wendy. And then I put a full stop. The next thing we talked about is the color that they like. So I have said, she likes, and because there was no more space, I went to the second line and said, the color red. And now I have put my full stop. So far, our story is coming to life, and we now need to know what else we can put for our story to continue. So let's take a look. We have talked about our friend's name, and now we have talked about the color. So we can now choose what else we can talk about. Maybe we can talk about the culture. So, what culture or tribe is your friend from? Is it the same one as yours? Or it is different? In this case, for me, our culture is the same. So, I am going to write on my story that we have the same culture. So I'm going to start from my full stop here after the word red, which was the color. And I am going to start with a capital letter W. We, there we go, have, remember to sound out the words you're not sure to spell. We have, and then I'm going to write the, and then I'm going to write the word same, because remember I said we have the same culture. So I will write the word same. And then because the word culture will not fit here, it is too small, I need to go to the third line, line number 3, to write the word culture. So I'm going to continue, and I hope you are continuing as well in your booklet. So I'm going to continue with the word culture. Culture. There we go. Culture. Now remember to shape your letters correctly, grade 2s, when you are writing. So we have the same culture. And I am done with my sentence, so I am going to put a full stop. So far we have talked about 3 things about our friend to make the story. We have said the name of our friend. My friend's name is Wendy. And then we talked about what color our friend likes. I said she likes the color red. Now if your friend is a boy, then you are going to write he likes the color, then you're going to write the color they like. And then after that, we're talking about the culture. Now, our cultures are the same. So I have written, we have the same culture. But if your culture is different from your friend, then you can say, we have different cultures. Or you can write, our cultures are not the same. So far we have made a beautiful beginning for our story. So let's see what else we can fill it up with. Let's take a look. Now with your friends you play, and that is very important. But the question is, what do you actually play? Some play soccer, others play with dolls, others play cards or netball. So now you can say, we like to play with, or we like to play, and then you can choose soccer, or you can say with dolls, or you can say netball. So I am going to say what we like to play. With my friend, we like to play with cards. So that is the sentence I am going to write. So I am going to write we with a capital letter W, and then I will continue. We like, remember we wrote the word like before, so we don't have to guess the spelling. We like to, make sure your handwriting is nice and neat, boys and girls, so that your work can be read by your teacher very clearly. We like to play, and then you say what you like to play. With my friend, I have said we like to play card games. So I'm going to write card, and then I am going to write games. Make sure your handwriting is neat and you're spelling all the words correctly. Now the sentence has finished just in time, because now the space is done and I will put my full stop. Now we have talked about 4 things that we like about our friend. We have talked about the name. I have said my friend's name is Wendy. So you are going to write your friend's name here. Then we said she likes the color red. So you are going to put your friend's favorite color. In this case, I have a she for a friend, which means a girl. But you are going to put he if it is a boy. And then you're going to put their favorite color. After that, you're going to move on to your culture. Do you have the same culture? If you have the same culture, then you write, we have the same culture. But if your cultures are different, you can say, our cultures are not the same. And then after that, you can say, we like to play card games. When you are done with this one, you can even go ahead and tell me more about your friend. I am going to put one sentence about my friend that I'm sure she will appreciate. The sentence I'm now going to write about my friend is, I love my friend Wendy. So I'm going to put capital letter I, and then I'm going to put the word love. I love my friend Wendy. So I'm putting my, and then I'll write the word friend. Now remember, boys and girls, to keep your handwriting neat the whole time. If you get tired of writing, that's okay to stop for a little while, but please make sure that you continue to write. I love my friend Wendy. So I'm writing my friend's name as the last part of this sentence. There we go. And now I am done. I have put my full stop. Now I have a story about my friend. I am going to read it, and I want you to read your story out loud as well. So let us go together. My friend's name is Wendy. She likes the color red. We have the same culture. We like to play card games. I love my friend Wendy. Now, if you have more to say about your friend, maybe the kind of clothes they wear or what makes them your friend, it's okay. Make sure that when you're doing your creative writing, that you do not go and start a new sentence if there is space to start one on the old line. So the old line must finish first before you go to the new line. But if there is no more space to write anything, you can go to the new line. And if there is space, but it is very small, it's okay to go to the new line to write the word. Don't break words and make sure that when you write, it is super neat. I want you to read your creative writing before you say you are done. Check your spellings, and if you need a little help, it's okay to ask from your teacher or from another adult. Have fun talking about your special friend, and I will see you after this advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
For our last exercise, boys and girls, let us turn to page 16. On page 16, we are going to be doing data handling. Now, data handling is when we come up with a graph that shows what we have been up to. In this case, this is Amber's graph showing the amount of money she spent on cultural activities for the month of March. On one side, we have the money, which is in tens. And on the other side, at the bottom, we have the activities. Let's read the activities. We have sport, art, drama, choir, and dance. Now, each blue line is going to be the cost in $10 of how much she has spent. Where the blue line ends is the total amount that she has spent. So now that we know all of this, grade 2s, let us now get into our questions for the graph. The first question says, how much money did Amber spend on drama? How much money did Amber spend on drama? So let us take a look at the graph. I have the same one here on the board, so we are going to use that one. Now the drama is the third activity on the graph. So that means we are going to be counting going up in tens. If we start counting, then we will start from the $10 going up and we will get our answer. So I want you to count in your booklet and I will count here on the board. Let's begin. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It is $60. And how we are going to write the $60 is first our N, and then we put our dollar sign, which is an S and has 2 lines going through it. Then we will put our amount, which was 60. So we are going to write 60. Now let's move on to the next question. Number 2 says, how much money did Amber spend on sport? How much money did Amber spend on sport? So we're going to go back into our graph and look for the activity of sport. Sport is the first activity that you can see. So that is where we will begin. And we are going to count in tens going up. Let's go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we have ended at 50. And that is our answer, $50. So I'd like you to please write in your booklet $50. Remember, the way we write and the way we say it are different. We start with the dollar sign and then we go on to the number. But when we are saying it, we start with the number and then go to the dollar sign. Now let us continue with our questions. The next one, number 3, number 4, you are going to do by yourselves. You're going to use the graph and check which ones are the correct answers. Let's now do number 5 together. Number 5 says, how much money did she spend more on dance than art? How much money did she spend more on dance than art? So, we now need to find the difference between the money spent on dance and the money spent on art. So let us take a look. Now we know that the money that she spent on dance is all the way up here. So we are going to just count it again to make sure it is correct. Let's go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $80. So we have our $80. So we're going to write $80. Now to find out how much she spent or what the difference was, we now need to subtract. So we know that this is dance and we are subtracting from art. So we go to art and we count again. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we are saying $80 minus $60. So we will put our numbers, our dollar sign first, and then we write 60. Now it is up to you to find out the difference. The rest of these ones, boys and girls, I'd like you to try and do with someone at home. Remember, the graph is full of information and you can do it with a friend, with a brother or sister, or with another adult. Take your time, count if you need to, and don't forget your dollar signs for the answers. I will see you soon after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list. For the attention of pre-primary schools.
We have now come to the end of our lessons, grade 2s, and I had so much fun. I want to encourage you to please try and do all the exercises by yourself. But if you are not able to, it's okay to ask for help. Now that we are done, we must sanitize. Now remember, there are all sorts of ways we can stay safe from coronavirus. We can practice good social distancing, we can wear a mask when we are in public, And we can even use soap and water to clean our hands. So make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. I want to go outside and play with Sashi today because it's such a lovely day outside. Sashi, I'm done with my lesson. Where are you? Oh! There you are, Sashi. So, from Sashi and I, we would like to say thank you so much for joining us today and goodbye!
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF for Every Child, My Zone Online School, and Amos Meerkat Syllabus.